Commercial Rowing Club goes a long way back. It goes back to 1856 when we were founded. And we were down in the lower reaches of the Liffey, down at Ringsend there, around that area. We rowed out of it, the club down there. There was a lot of shopkeepers involved in the founding and the setting up of the club. The Lenahans of Capel Street were highly prominent in the club. Employees of Cleary's and a lot of the shops on Grafton Street would have had people who would have rowed in their spare time and go down there. We moved up here in 1942 simply because we were dependent on the tides as to when to go in and out all the time. So we moved up to Island Bridge here. So we're above the weir, which makes it easy for us to be going out in the river all the time. You are tide dependent and going out whenever you wanted to go out down on the lower reaches. I didn't join till the 70s, but I believe in the 50s the place nearly closed down. There was a lot of debt built up, the membership fell off, there was a lack of interest, and they were talking about closing it down. But a few good people got together and put their shoulder to the wheel and actually got the thing going again. The thing that happened in the 60s probably was the introduction of women, and none of the clubs on the river had women rowing, weren't allowed. It was a man's sport. Some of the lads here, I presume it was their girlfriends that they got to start rowing, but they got them going and they got them rowing, and the old stalwarts of the club were aghast at this, but I didn't even know about it because the lads used to train the girls at 6 o'clock in the morning so nobody would know about it. It was a big secret because there would be war if they found that women were on that part of the club. But the women went out and won their first race and there was no going back. The women were there to stay. Going into the 70s, things were picking up a little bit, but we were going along well, starting winning a few things and a few sculling championships and races like that. Going into the 80s, that's when we started to take off. The 80s and the 90s now, that was when things started to happen. We started winning bigger boat championships, and we also had a good crop of people in who would be very good at what they do. We had people going and representing Ireland from this club, going all around Europe and the world. In 1991, the Neil O'Toole went out and won the World Championship, the Lightweight Sculls World Championship in Vienna. That changed everything, it just lifted everything. He was the first Irishman to win a World Championship, and it was a huge, significant event in Irish rowing. I think we started to get a bit of confidence in ourselves, and we would have had Owen Neil Bourne, Emmett O'Brien, Mark Kelly, Lark Collins, all of these people from Commercial. They were a part of the backbone of international rowing as far as Ireland was concerned. In 1993, we had a disaster in the club. It was New Year's Eve and the Commercial Rowing Club burned down basically. There was a crowd of ne'er-do-wells who were hanging around the place for ages, and they were constantly attacking the place. And it was really, the club was made of timber beams with kind of corrugated, nailed onto them, and really that's all we had. And we were constantly getting broken into, but they actually put a match to it that night. It was an awful disaster for the club. We thought we were finished, but we hung in. We got lottery funding, we got insurance from the building of the club, and we actually, like a few years later, we were better than ever. We've moved on today and we are growing now to about 160 members. Going forward, we think we will be, in fact we are one of the more notable clubs in Irish rowing, in that we're in the top 3 of the amount of championships won by Irish clubs.